music, etc. Today I am your host, Grant, and with me as always, the guy that talks to the everywhere spirit, Swift Doe. And today we're going to go over the 1985 classic, Vision Quest. So,
It's a lot different being on that side, huh?
it is different. I'm not very comfortable right now, but we're making it happen. Vision Quest is a movie that follows Loudon Swain, a quiet, determined high school wrestler in Spokane, Washington, obsessed with testing his limits. He cuts weight from 190 pounds to 168 to wrestle Brian Shute, who's a 3-time state champion. First time seeing this movie?
This was the first time I've seen this movie.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. A big part of it is because wrestling was my sport in high school, and it was kind of weird. I know it takes place in Spokane, but I don't remember any of those places. I've been to Spokane quite a bit. I used to live in the Tri-Cities in Washington State, so
okay.
That's why I was concerned. He's riding around on a motorcycle with sleeveless shirts on during wrestling season. They don't get a lot of snow there, but it's still pretty cold during that time.
Yeah, I bet it is.
So.
This movie had a $7.5 million budget, if you can believe that, for 85. That did not seem like there was that much to be budgeted, needing that much.
It looks like the budget of one of our productions.
Right. And it grossed $13 million in the United States. So financial success. Yeah. Not as large as a lot of other movies that we've covered, but
essentially doubled their money almost.
Yeah, pretty close. Cast is stars Matthew Modine as Loudon Swain. And he is Private Joker in Full Metal Jacket, and he's in Batman,
the Dark Knight series.
Yep.
As the dickhead lieutenant that's gonna take over for Commissioner Gordon.
And he's also the doctor in Any Given Sunday. Linda Fiorentino plays Carla, the love interest of this movie. And you may have seen her from Men in Black. If you've seen that, she's the doctor in that movie.
And she actually has the same speech pattern as she does with after she gets neuralized or whatever.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm going to have to see some IDs.
Michael Schofling, he plays Cooch, who is Loudon's best friend. Charles Hallahan is the coach, and every time I see the coach in this movie, it reminds me of our wrestling coach, Coach Castley. I don't know why. It's just a short guy, and I don't know. It just reminds me of him all the time. J.C. Quinn plays Elmo, the guy that he works with at the hotel, and they actually were in another movie together prior to this. I can't remember what it was called, but Elmo was his father in that movie. So a little connection there.
They do have good chemistry on. They do spend probably the most time in a dramatic effect scenes. Mm-hmm. That's them, so and they work well together. So.
And Roberts Blossom plays his grandfather, who everybody has seen if you've seen Home Alone. He's the guy that lives next to Kevin and saves Kevin at the end of the movie.
The guy who chopped his family up and put him in a garbage can.
That's right. James Gannon plays Cooch's dad. You only see him real quick in that one scene, and he's really not... I don't really understand the scene, to be honest with you, but he is Lou Brown from Major League. And the one person that really surprised you, Forrest Whitaker, was in the movie. Yeah. Young Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, I was like... Because the first time you see him, you see the side of his face, and you're like, you know who that is? I was like, is that Forrest Whitaker?
He's big. He's jacked in that movie, too. He's not your... I'm not saying he's a small guy by any means, but...
He's not the Forrest Whitaker we know.
Right. Now, the soundtrack to this is by far my favorite soundtrack of any movie of all time. Except for maybe Tarzan.
It has...
Phil Collins
went hard.
That's awesome. I love the Tarzan one, but this soundtrack is by far my favorite.
Yeah, they were definitely pushing the whole Madonna thing with her being in the movie. Plus,
this is actually her first movie. That's one of my fun facts.
And then having that song, her main song, in there playing 3 times.
Crazy for You. Yeah. Soundtrack features Journey, John Waite, The Style Council, Madonna twice, Don Henley, Dio, Red Rider, Sammy Hagar, and Foreigner are all on these, and they're quite notable songs too.
So all the big
Yeah.
80s hits.
Only the Young by Journey, that's how the movie starts out. Change by John Waite, like I said. Shout to the Top by the Style Council. Gambler by Madonna. That's when they're in the bar scene the first time when they go dance. Him and Carla go dance. She's on the Zoom. Don Henley. Hungry for Heaven is Dio, and that's the first time you see Cooch besides at the wrestling practice when he beats him. He's on his motorcycle the first time. Hungry for Heaven, I just said. Lunatic Fringe is by Red Rider. That song gets me every time. Like, I hear the opening, and I'm just like, let's go.
So Lunatic Fringe for you is like what Call Me Maybe is for me.
Yeah. Yes, exactly right. And then I'll Fall in Love Again by Sammy Hagar and Hot Blooded by Foreigner. So pretty notable songs.
All hits.
Yeah.
Too. Well, they were all hits.
And
probably because of this movie.
fun fact about the soundtrack to this movie, it almost outsold or profited the actual movie.
Really?
Yep.
That's very rare that happens then.
The soundtrack is went platinum, and sold $10 million worth of copies.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
So, total, the movie made $23 million.
So, and the crazy thing about that is like there's other movies that have big booming soundtracks, like Top Gun was one.
Yep.
But the only reason that wasn't bigger than because Top Gun was just a financially successful, huge movie. Same thing with the Tron movies. That was a triple platinum soundtrack.
Right.
And the only reason it wasn't in this kind of situation is because the movie was just so big. So that's actually pretty cool that
the movie's not very big, but the music definitely helped make it.
And I know we've talked about this movie before, and I've never seen it, whatever. But like, it was fun to watch. I think he's way overly dramatic. I think some of these characters are pretty dramatic in it, and because like, so the one part that gets me is how like he started getting the bloody noses, and the coach is like, "No, you're done. You're done." And he gets all pissed off, goes in there, and he does the pegboard, and everyone's cheering him on, and that was enough to make the coach forget about safety
and the whole team, because the whole team is upset with him.
Yep.
For wanting to cut all this weight and wrestle this shoot, and like you said, he hits a pegboard after he yells at Otto, the one guy that he argues with that's on his team the entire time, and goes up, gets it, comes down. Everybody's in his corner after that. And
then the other thing is, like, he keeps complaining that Carla looks at him like a child, but he progressively keeps doing things that like an immature
more and more
child
childish.
would do.
Yeah. And
like he gets upset with her because she was talking to somebody else, or like he's upset because she left after they slept together. And so he's like, I'm just going to let this ruin the whole thing I've been working so long for to go against this guy. And I'm just going to throw it all away. And he's pretty childish things he does in there. So like,
well, he is an 18-year-old kid.
I know, but then like he's upset because everyone treats him as a child, but he continually does things as a child would like.
Yep.
So and he really doesn't have that bad of a life. Like one of the things is like his dad loses his job.
Yeah.
And that was the only time you really hear about it. It's never really a concern about it in the movie.
Right.
And so I was like, well, that's a weird way to introduce the character of Carla. Like,
right. Yeah.
That's a weird way to like, oh, this guy lost his job, but it's not going to be a problem for the rest of the movie. But overall, like it's a fast-paced like 80s movie. It's just how they did, and granted, nobody thought about this stuff like besides like critics back in the day,
right? And
it's literally why I hate critics. But like I hate that I'm turning into one kind of deal. But like I did enjoy the movie. It was fun. I liked it. So.
Roger Ebert gave this movie 3.5 out of 4 stars.
Really? Mm-hmm. He's one of the people I hate the most.
Oh, well, yeah. He did. The author of the book that this is based on, I didn't realize this was based on a book until I was looking up the fun facts. But
it's the 80s.
He's in the movie, makes a cameo. He sits next to Mr. Tanneran during Loudon's last match. I tried to pick him out, and I totally forgot about it. And
I would, they don't zoom in on him or anything, but for whatever reason, because his grandpa sat to the left of his dad.
Yep.
And then there's someone, like, for whatever reason, something like the person was standing out, and I was like, I don't remember seeing like him being part of the story, but
at all.
That makes sense now.
So. That's the author of the book that it's based on.
But for whatever, like, visually it made me think of like that guy sitting next to him. I was like, oh, I feel like I missed something.
There's a lot of things in this movie that I caught today that I was like, I've never thought about this before. Like,
it's weird that happens,
right?
But.
The stadium when Loudon and Cooch go see Shoot for the first time, and he's walking up the bleachers with the log on his back,
doing his Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Yeah,
of Arnold doing his Paul Bunyan impression.
That's actually where Washington State played up until it got demolished in 2021. I think.
Really?
Yep. So, and then a couple other fun facts. It was kind of hard to find facts about this movie that I didn't know or that I found interesting. And like I said earlier, this was Madonna's first movie that she was in, and it featured The Gambler and Crazy for You, which Crazy for You was the name of this movie in Australia and in the UK.
That was the name of the movie?
Yep. Instead of Vision Quest, it was Crazy for You.
That actually happens a lot. Like, the other countries have different titles for whatever reasons, but you said this was 80, this came out in 85?
Yep.
I feel like Madonna was a little sooner than that, though. But I guess, like...
She might have been an up-and-comer, and then, like, this was her...
Maybe I'm thinking she's older than what she really is, but...
Yeah, maybe.
I was born in the 80s.
Dana White, I don't know how you feel about him, UFC owner, calls this one of the most underrated movies of all time.
I think it is, yeah.
I think it's a great movie. Kurt Angle is his favorite wrestling movie.
If Foxcatcher's not?
Probably not. Probably not Foxcatcher. That is wow. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Granted, this came out way before that one, but...
Right. Kurt Angle was probably watching this in high school.
Probably inspired him. He was like,
Olympic
I could play that guy.
He was probably auditioned for Shoot, I would imagine.
Yeah. Instead, he's Kolba in The Warrior.
Yep. Yep. The one reason I wanted to pick this movie, something significant happens in Iowa every year around this time, and it's the Battle of Waterloo wrestling tournament. The guy that plays Brian Shoot was at the tournament. He walked in carrying a log on his back.
Really?
Yep. That's how everybody knew it was him.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He just showed up and carrying a log on his shoulder. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, me never seen this movie before. I've been walking, I was like, what a douche. I'm like, God, I wish I could have thought of that.
Why does that guy have a huge log on his back? For no reason. And he just...
Is he going to hit somebody?
He likes to go around and watch competitive wrestling, and there's a lot of good stuff going on down there. A lot of upsets happened this past weekend.
Well, Iowa is a wrestling state.
That is very true.
Penn State's turning into that now, but...
Yeah, I've always loved this movie. Always cracked me up. Like, some of the cheesy one-liners, like, especially when Cooch says, I wouldn't tell anybody anything. And he goes and tells everybody everything
an announcement at school.
Yeah.
Well, because then when he thought he talked about the bloody nose, he goes, don't tell anybody about this. Oh, I wouldn't tell nobody about this. I expected the next scene to be like, hey, what are you getting bloody nose for?
Right. The entire school knows.
Yep. I can't believe how, because like in high school, wrestling was my life.
Yeah.
And I never heard about this movie until like you and I were hanging out.
That surprises me too.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of wrestling movies out there that we really don't know about, and I think they get a lot of bad rap because the acting is not that great, or the training scenes.
The target audience for these type of movies isn't very big either.
So. Right, but like the training scenes and things like that, and other ones are totally unrealistic. Like Reversal, arguably one of the worst movies of all time.
Never even heard of it.
Never heard of it? Oh, it's no need to watch it. No offense to anybody that likes that movie, but...
Granted, when I was in high school and stuff like that, and probably up until, probably 2010s or so like that, all the big movies I was into was the comic book movies that came out in the 90s and early 2000s, and mostly horror movies. I was just a big horror movie fan kind of guy.
And I've always been like a true story or sports or, inspirational type stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I used to watch this movie when I was a sophomore in high school. I used to watch this movie almost every day.
Right.
Because I played football. I weighed 165 pounds as a sophomore. And I cut to 135 to wrestle. So I'd get on my stationary bike and put my sauna suit on and all my clothes underneath it and watch this movie, hour and 47-minute movie, and ride my stationary bike the entire time. And I don't know. Then I'd listen to the music when I hopped in the shot. Like, it was... My sophomore season did not end the way the movie did, though.
I just can't believe Eye of the Tiger wasn't in this movie once.
Well, I think that was like 87 that was released, wasn't it?
Eye of the Tiger? Mm-hmm. It was in a Rocky movie.
Rocky 3, but I thought that was like 87.
Maybe. Journey was in it regardless.
Yeah, that's true. But Survivor is the one that sings that song.
Oh, that is true. Common misconception, I would say.
Also,
smooth.
The wrestling match at the end with him and Shoot. Today I was the most disgusted I've ever been watching that.
I did. God. It kept bothering me when he would have the arm in for the switch, but then he would just turn around and like get gripped into the guy's turn face. I was like, "What are you doing?" Especially someone that big.
And this guy that he's wrestling is undefeated in 3 years, or in 4 years, 3-time state champion wrestler, undefeated, and all of a sudden he just lulls him into a hip toss and sticks him with 27 seconds. It's like, something tells me that this guy, this man of a man-child, would not let that happen.
And you don't see many hip toss at the 160 weight. No. They're normally fast guys doing nice shoots and shit, man. Like
that double Shoot gets in on that one double, and you're like, oh my God. Like,
I was like, well, because he got up, got the reversal, and he didn't make no space, but he was able to get down and go. I was like, man, you're supposed to be good. Like, how'd you let that happen?
Some of the lines in the movie just crack me up too, like when Otto and him are square off in the parking lot, and then one guy comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, how's it feel breaking it up with your hand after all these years?" After they found out that Carla's living with him,
yep.
I'm a cooch, and he's like, "Otto's giving him the big one. How's he doing that? I'm not letting him mine. Yeah, why don't you let me your nose? I'll blow up the state of Montana. I'll give you something to blow. Yeah, first you got to find it, airhead."
Yeah, typical like 80s banter.
Yep.
Or until you fall asleep and your asshole's the side of the Lincoln Tunnel.
Get hit in the head. Yeah. A realist. Yeah, like I said, I really enjoy this movie, always have. Cooch cracks me up. I don't know what it is about him, but his haircut in this movie, I used to have the same thing. I think I should bring it back. We
always called it the Boz cut when you did it.
Yeah, that's true. Brian Boz, same kind of haircut.
Yeah. Except that was an animal.
All roided out.
What's wrong with
it? Doesn't bother me one bit either. If you don't know who Brian Bosworth is, just watch college football, the Dr. Pepper commercials. He's the sheriff.
But he was a lot more intimidating.
Oh, he was
playing.
Yeah, he was huge. Like I said, roided out to the max.
I know. Now he gets his fix on Dr. Pepper.
He's also in The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. Forgot about that.
Who's he in that?
He's one of the guards that's on the football team. When they go in...
Yeah, he doesn't have the beard and that.
No. One of his most prominent scenes that he's in, I think, is with Stone Cold and Kevin Nash when they're in the library.
Yep.
With Nelly's character, Maggie.
Oh, he's a pretty good size there, too. In that video. Yeah.
And, Mr. Tanneran, the other thing I was going to say is that girl that's on the newspaper with Loudon.
Yeah.
They're in a movie with that Elmo guy. They're all three of them are in that movie, and they're like the love interest of that movie. So there's some connection there.
Who directed this movie?
The director for Vision Quest, who I forgot to mention earlier, is Harold Becker.
His
most notable movies that he's known for are The Onion Field in 1979.
Well, The Onion, the bar.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, okay. Vision Quest, obviously. Sea of Love in 1989. It's a neo-noir thriller, not thriller, starring Al Pacino. Malice in 93, a psychological thriller with Nicole Kidman and Alec Baldwin. And City Hall in 96, starring Al Pacino and John Cusack. Never heard of any of those.
So he's an Al Pacino guy.
Yeah, noir. Sounds like more like a gangster type guy.
I do. What was the song that was playing when they're in the cafeteria when they announced it on the?
Hot Blooded, and there's a Sammy Hagar one too.
Yeah, because that's the one that that was Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, I'll Fall in Love Again.
But Hot Blooded. That's the one you're talking about. Double vision, and then they have that sign in the bag that said double vision. And I was trying to think. I was like, did I say Vision Quest? And then it just says, I was like, oh, it's double vision, dummy. I get it now.
Yeah. So,
which you said he only had his hand on it, but then he wouldn't eat the ribs. He didn't want to eat the burger and stuff like that. But then he goes to the bar to talk to him. He's sitting there holding that, mostly drinking beer. I was like, oh,
picking out on beer and ribs. Yeah. And then in the one thing that I caught today that I haven't caught before is right at the beginning when they're in the diner, and he orders a glass of ice water and he's drinking his water with a spoon.
Yeah, he's like,
I'd never noticed that before. And I said something to you about it. And you're like, well, that's
how I used to eat my milk during wrestling season. I'd not eat I'd drink it, but I'd eat it with a spoon.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because I'd keep my weight under control and stuff like that. I would do it for a patience thing.
Right.
I was just always on the go. It's just a little wirely little shit when I was in high school kind of deal. And like him, I do constant little workout things. I'd be sitting in class and I'd put my hands underneath the desk and press against it this way, or press down on it, or I sit there and I squeeze a tennis ball, stuff like that. I was always trying to work out.
I had those gripper things. I always had those with me at home. I guess I didn't have them at school,
but I always had to learn about pay because I'd always just make decisions like that, and so I was I was a big psychology nerd.
I love psychology.
And I practiced one of the things because, even to this day, one of my favorite things to do, it's so calming and soothing, is just to chug milk. I don't know what it is. As long as, it's got to be a little bit chilled yet.
Yep.
But I love chugging it.
Not cold, but not warm.
Yep. And so, I used to just eat it with a spoon. The same way, most people do if you didn't before you picked up your bowl of cereal and drink.
Right.
I'd eat it with a spoon and it'd just teach me patience. And because I was just trying to find all these different little tricks and stuff. I'm one of those guys that'll I need to work on this. I need to do better at this. I'll read something out. I'll see if it works.
Right.
And that was just one of the things.
Just kind of test it out.
Yeah. And it works because because especially in wrestling season, you're hungry. Mm-hmm. And you sit there and you go like that, and it shows you just self-control. And
speaking of hungry and having no self-control, when I was a sophomore, going back to that, our first wrestling meet was a Thursday night, right? The
JV.
No, I was the varsity 135-pounder, okay? Because I didn't have to wrestle off against anybody. That was the only open spot we had, so of course I cut as much as I could. So they could get it. But that Monday, I weighed 160 pounds. So I didn't really start cutting weight until 4 days before our first meet.
Oh my God.
Wednesday night before our first meet, I weighed 136 pounds. So I was a pound over the night before, and I would drift a pound at night. Well, I got home, and my mom and dad weren't home, but they had gone to the grocery store at some point. So I'm assuming my mom got groceries before she came home that night from work, and they were not there. Next morning, I woke up, weighed 147 pounds.
The 10-pound grapefruit.
It was awful. And we had a late start that morning because of the snowstorm, and I was up at 5 o'clock. Oh fuck, I gotta get this weight off. I got a meet tonight.
Yeah.
I got to school. Actually drove to school in the snowstorm, and worked out in the wrestling room, and then rolled up in a mat to make my body sweat and stuff. Fell asleep.
Oh,
and
dangerous.
My wrestling coach came and got me at like 11:30 in the morning. Like, I hadn't reported for school. Like, my coaches knew I was there. They're the ones that let me in the wrestling room and rolled around with them and stuff like that, and then rolled up in the mat. Came and woke me up, and I showered and I reported for school. I had an orange juice that day for lunch. Bad idea.
Your blood sugar just spiked.
Went to lunch, had that at lunch, and then hung out in the locker room. I didn't even go to class that day, I don't think. I was more worried about making weight and everything, and I took PE all day. The PE teacher's like, hey, you can just run around the gym all day if you want. I'm like, okay. Well, took a garbage bag, which you're not supposed to do. It's illegal. Put it underneath my clothes and was running around with that underneath all day. Get on the scale to leave for the meet, which is in Delhi. Weighed 137.5 pounds.
Jesus.
So I'd almost lost. I was still 2.5 pounds over. Well, everybody was giving me their clothes and stuff to wear, and I sat right behind the heater on the bus, and I fell asleep on the bus too, obviously, because I'm just exhausted. And
Probably pissing oil.
and we get off Highway 20, heading to Delhi, and there's a 45-mile-an-hour sign. Stop the bus there. Me and another guy had to run to the school from that sign to make weight. And I stepped on the scale and I weighed 134.7 pounds.
Christ.
So went from 136 Wednesday night, 147 Thursday morning to 134.7 on Thursday, and I've not been the same since. But after that, I had no problem making weight. Like,
The only time I ever had trouble making weight, I was a 3-pounder, but I was a big 3-pounder. And you had to have half of your weigh-ins at 103, and then after Christmas, you got your growing allowance.
Yep.
Well, I needed to make one more weight at 103, but I couldn't lose any more weight because like my hormones were jacked up because I only had 5% body fat, and it was like 1.4 pounds of fat on my body.
Yeah.
So I had to get a waiver to lose like just a very little bit over a pound. I had to get or else they wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let you wrestle.
And so I got the waiver done. I didn't go to school at all that day because I was sitting in the doctor's office there trying to convince me, like, this isn't worth it. I was like, it's only a pound. I can do it. It's only a pound kind of deal. And they're like, you don't have a pound to lose. And they already worried about my hormones being all jacked up and stuff like that. But they couldn't, like, take all the blood samples and stuff and wait for them to come back because, we had to make that weight that week. So I finally convinced them against my mom's wishes. And they put all these stipulations out saying, like if it's below, like, 40 degrees, you can't be outside for more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, like, that was kind of cool. No one ever made me go outside. But I remember I ran from the high school to the baseball complex and back right before that meet just so I could lose that pound.
That's a haul.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's not much. I was a cross-country stud, so it took me, like, 17 seconds. But
Yeah, okay.
It's probably just a little over 3 miles, but
Yeah, but there and back, that's 6 miles.
yeah, I'm scared.
Okay.
It
Roger Bannister over here.
takes me like 40 minutes. Back then it did. Nowadays it takes me all day.
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
When he's running down the street and you're like, man, I used to be able to run like that. Now I run for 2 hours and go 1/10 of a mile.
Yeah.
That's a block. That's one block.
Yeah, back then I'd be running like that, and my parents always had to, like, punish us somehow. And they're like, "Oh, we'll make you run under the stop sign or not." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that. Get out of the truck." And they're like, "No, you're gonna run to the next town over." Damn it! But that was like the only one time, and I did make weight. I ended up winning that match, but I was so tired. I won by only like 1 point.
Yeah.
I was so tired. I was like, I was gonna die. I was so exhausted. But I think one of the things that saved me is, like, I was ahead of the time when it came to recovery.
Yeah.
Because it's during the winter here in Iowa. It's
Cold.
stupid cold. Constantly. So after like a big workout, and I do it right away in the mornings too. I get up early and I have to go sit outside. Okay. And I would just put a beanie on and gloves and hats and shoes, and I'd be up there in just shorts.
Right.
Shorts and a short sleeve shirt. And it's freezing, and I'd be like, okay, I'll start shivering. It gets your...
Yeah.
You start burning a bunch of calories. And that's why I did. I'd go outside so I can start shivering and burn calories that way.
Right.
Without having to do, like, vigorous exercise right before school. But little did I know, like, there's all these benefits to like
To
do
doing the
cold
cold
plunging
stuff,
and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, and I tell my parents like, oh, dude, I get up in the mornings and I go sit outside in the winter. And dude, I feel good during the day, and they're like, "Oh man," I was like, "No, I'm not really hungry because I'm not like exerting a bunch of energy and stuff." It was because I was just doing all like what people do for cold plunges now. But
I love that feeling too, of, like not being cold to the point where it's uncomfortable, but like the feeling, the euphoria you feel after you start to warm back up.
oh, I had under 2 pounds of fat on my body. I was miserable the whole time.
See, that's okay. So that's the other thing too is when Loudon's cutting all this weight and the coach takes him into the locker room or the office or whatever and checks his body fat. He's at 6% and he's like, "That's no good."
I was like, "That's huge."
And I'm like, "Hold on, time out. I thought we could go all the way to 2%, but maybe it was only 5.
It's actually 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was. I think it was 3 years after I graduated. You had to start documenting how much weight you were losing a week.
Yeah,
else they would stop it. But
because that started the year after I graduated.
yeah, because like 6 people died.
You can only lose so much per practice.
Yeah.
Even I mean, we'd walk in every day and step on the scale and write our weight down.
Yeah.
We had to do that, but
Yeah, we always kept track, and that was just so the coach would look at, like, could see it and see how we're progressing, just for like their own thing. But
so that we weren't being dangerous about it. But
Yeah.
and I don't think I was never pushed to cut weight. Nobody ever asked me to or anything like that. I felt a lot better when I did though. Like,
but like, and that brings me to a point about the movie is how the coach, when he comes to, so I get it, you wanna beat the best,
oh right,
but it was 2 weight classes lower than him, and there's going to be the best in your weight class. Like, there's going to be a standout stud in your weight class too.
Right.
Why not compete against that guy? Why not go to state and beat all the best people in your weight class?
See, and they mentioned that he went to the quarterfinals the year before.
The year prior, yeah.
So my question.
So it's not like he even beat like the first, second, third, or fourth best person in the state. You know? I was like, there's plenty of people in your weight class that you can prove yourself against.
Right. The one thing that kind of drives me nuts too is you don't like it, he beats Shoot and then it's over. Like he has his little monologue and stuff afterwards. If they would have put in like, oh, by the way, after I wrestled Brian Shoot, I weighed or bumped back up to 190 and went to state and got my scholarship at Washington State and all that, which is also why Washington State's mentioned the coach from Washington State because they were using the facility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wish I would have said like, oh, he went on to do this.
Right.
And this. But
Be a exobiologist, a doctor up in outer space.
Yeah, I was like, I want to be a doctor in outer space. I was like, you better find out what the name for that is first.
We're talking about cutting weight and wrestling practice and stuff. And
We can say that for after the episode.
yeah, okay. So once again, 1985 Vision Quest, very underrated movie in my opinion. Cheesy at times.
I'd say if you're a wrestling fan, give it a watch.
Yeah. The one guy doing Tai Chi at the beginning of the movie.
I thought something was gonna come in about that too. Like, oh, he's gonna find out how to, center himself, and that's gonna come into it in the middle of that match where he's down and he's like, I gotta center and calm myself. No, it came out to be a salesman who was a perv.
Yeah.
That's
exactly what it was.
Nothing else came up about it besides like he had the shoes hanging around his neck. Though I was like, well, how'd you get those shoes?
Yeah.
Which another thing, I was half expecting Coos or whatever his name was, Cooch, to not be real because they were talking about a Vision Quest. He's the Indian guy and talking about that, and he's always just outside that guy's hotel where he works. He's just always there. So I was like, is this guy real? But then we went to the dad's house, and even then he's getting slapped around. He's not moving, nothing like that. And he just shoves the dad down and moves.
Yep.
I was like, this guy's not real.
I never even looked at it like that. But that's a great point.
Yeah.
He's just there all the time.
Yeah, he's always around. Like, I get it. And it's not like he's there to pick his friend up because, like, he runs everywhere. And then he asks the one time and he gives him a hard time for about giving him the ride. But I did know, I was like, okay, he keeps arm wrestling this guy. And I thought it was going to turn into this guy just, like, for one, being he's the trope in every movie, the old wise philosopher kind of guy that's doing a job that's way below him, but he's happy doing it kind of deal. Mm-hmm. He's like, and when they were arm wrestling, he's like, oh, this is just my way of testing how healthy you really are.
Yeah.
And then they start wrestling, he starts getting a bloody nose.
And they stop, yep.
And he stopped, and I was like, he's like, oh, this happened before? He goes, oh, I just got low iron. Mixed
up nitrogen imbalance.
Yeah. What are you doing, drinking weird water?
Or when Carla's making the breakfast the first time that she's there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't really eat much. And then she just piles
had like 6 eggs on
a
his
mountain
plate.
of eggs onto his plate. And then he's embarrassed because his dad lost the farm or something.
Because his wife left him. And he lost the farm.
Okay, I was like, what?
Lost the farm, and then his wife left him, so it wasn't really a stellar year, is what he said.
What do you keep talking about? Are you proud of it? And you're like,
not ashamed of it. Yeah.
He's not making your life. He's not like an abusive drunk father. He's trying. No, and he's a night. This girl. Gar is.
She bought a lemon.
Yeah, she bought
from
a lemon.
Where he works, and
he offers. They're like, oh, you can stay here.
Loses his job because he stands up for her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so you've had a shit year, yet you're still a good person, and your son is kind of an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're kind of a whiny baby. Like when she finally sleeps, so when he gets all butthurt when she leaves, like, what do you think was going to happen?
Right. Right. But what he has to do to make weight at the end when he strips all the way down, I had to do that in Delhi, like to get that. Never knew underwear weighed 0.3 pounds, but it does. Just so
I went from my 9th grade year being way under 103, and I can step on there fully clothed with a coat on and a Gatorade in my hand and still be like 6 pounds under. Jeez. To being like, losing 1.5 pounds is
too much. Concern. Yeah, big deal.
I get it, trying to be safe, which, my coach was way safer than this guy. You're like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Our coach was much like... He was always there for us, kind of always for the safety kind of purpose.
Yep.
If I was like, no, I can't do this, and he said no, like that was the end. If I climbed a pegboard, he wouldn't change his mind. He goes, hey, you climb that pegboard. I don't care if you die now. You've showed me something, son.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Cassie would have been like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, what are you doing? We have practice, you idiot.
Yeah. Go get some water. Like, get back up to 190. Yeah.
Oh, you want to be funny and climb here? I'm going to just be miserable to you now.
But hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I did. I enjoyed it.
And like you said, if you've never seen it and you like wrestling, it's your 80s wrestling movie, but I think it's a lot better than a lot of 80s movies, really.
Yeah, the only thing I think it was missing was a training montage.
See,
how dare they?
Yeah. And you say training montage, and I immediately think of Rocky, but at the same time, you see him training all the time. Like, the whole movie's a montage.
I know, but they should have, they show, huge clips of him running,
yeah.
He could have been doing, weird stuff, after he left the weirdo's room, he started doing push-ups or whatever, yeah. And I was like, or he's just sitting there constantly,
yeah, crunching on his gripper. Or, like you said when we were watching the movie, when he's working out with the lat pull down thing. God,
it irritated me so much.
Up the weight, buddy.
Because he'd go behind his back and he'd come down here and he'd pull the lat pull down and he'd be like, King!
All the way, yeah.
King! I'm mad. I was like, and you're not getting anything out of it.
But thanks for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you think of the movie.
And what your favorite wrestling movie is. And good job for hosting for the first time.
Thanks. It was a little rocky, but
yeah, we've only done 3 of these on video, and we have 30 episodes on a podcast, which is coming to the channel soon. I've always been the main host on it, so good job to you. Hey, it's not as easy as you thought.
It is not as easy as I thought.
Yeah, and
it's a lot better just hanging out over here and commenting back and forth. I will say that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thank you. Stay safe.